Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? I would like to make a video for anybody who has experienced or is experiencing narcissistic abuse. I just barely watched a video of me from 8 months ago, when I had most recently at that time been in a situation where I was working for and living with a narcissist. And I don't use that word just because I think they're like a selfish person or bad. Like, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even almost say that they were a selfish person. When I say a narcissist, I mean that this person had an underdeveloped sense of self, and there was a lot of abuse involved in that scenario. Um, a person who can only perceive something from their own lens instead of considering, oh, this person is a different person than me. This person's having a different experience than me. This person maybe has different strengths and weaknesses than me. Like this person kind of projected their own like sense of ideal onto everybody, including themselves, and there was like also a lot of self criticism and self hatred like within them. So anyway, what I'm trying to say here is like I had made a video just just after getting out of this situation. Like I didn't know where I was going to go, but I just left because I was like, I cannot tolerate this abuse anymore. I will not accept it anymore. And I was like, my son was on the way. He was in my belly, and I was just having this woman being outright abusive to me for no good reason other than her own stress. But, it wasn't like I wasn't provoking it. She was just doing that to me. And like I was like, yeah, this is not good. Like this is not appropriate. It's not appropriate in a professional setting like anyway. But at the same time too, like we have to also think about what we're looking at politically. Like if you think like professionalism is defined by like how professional people act, like the president of the United States of America, like no, it's not professional, it's narcissism. And anyway, blah 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 blah. What I'm trying to say here is that in that video I was observing myself. I was observing how hyper vigilant I was, just freshly coming out of that situation. I couldn't speak. I was so scared to speak. Even I was in my car by myself, but I had just been so like hyper vigilant and like just masked. I would mask a lot because I like it was crazy. It was crazy. And what do I want to share about this? I want to share that like it's very hard to come out of those. It's not always hard to come out of it, but to recover from that type of abuse can be very hard. And the interesting thing to me about this whole story and this experience that I had is that this person was, she repeated patterns to me that I experienced with my parents growing up. And, my parents weren't as extreme as this person, but she reminded me a lot of things that they did individually and collectively, and things that had wounded me as a kid. And so, no wonder I found myself in a situation like that, tolerating the same things on a more extreme level for quite some time, like for more than a year. Um, and like, yeah, it just got to a point where I said no more. And that's something that like anybody can do that. Anybody, like it's literally up to you how people treat you. If people don't treat you right, you can either say something or you can remove yourself from that relationship, because it's very important that you also have to show up and to be like to treat people, you know, well as well. You can't just demand that people treat you well and then treat everybody like shit. Like, that's kind of, that's a little bit of like what was happening with this lady. It's like she would just treat people like shit, and then she'd be like, why is all these things happening to me? Like, because you are treating people like shit. Because you are, I don't know, I think like being harmful to other people is literally like the biggest, like it's the only sin. Like, come on. I think sinning, whatever, I don't want to use this word sin, but like, to me, that life is about people. If you show up in life to harm people, if you actively are being so destructive to people emotionally, mentally, physically, like, something's wrong with you and you need help. You need help. But also, I've been in that position, so I know, like, I know that this humanity, we have to learn. We have to learn how to treat people. We have to learn how to show up clearly. We have to be able to see ourselves clearly, see how we're showing up clearly. And then to just, like, be self-actualized, I suppose. Because it's easy to look at somebody else and say, you need to do this, but how about, can we look at ourselves? Can we look at ourselves? And that's really important. Anyway, I guess, like, just a little message of hope. I looked back at that video from 8 months ago, and to just see how hyper vigilant I was, how hesitant I was to tell my truth and to tell my experience and my story. like these days I think about that experience, and I was like, that, and I'm like, that's so extreme. It was so extreme. Like, it was serious. It was very serious. What was happening was serious, especially because it was in the context of I mean, it's serious anyway, but because it was in the context of a professional, like, business. Like, come on now. No, that was serious. Like, that's serious. It's all serious. Like, it's important that people get to be safe and get to have their human rights and to feel secure as a human. I know collectively in the world, like, we're kind of far from that right now, but I want to see more of that. I want to see us come together and, like, create safe spaces where people can be themselves and where people are valued for themselves. So, yes, my message of hope is that you can recover from narcissistic abuse. You can improve your life. Like, looking at myself today, I'm just looking at myself, like, on the screen, like, I'm just like, thank you, Michaela. Thank you for, like, not giving up. Thank you for for digging your feet in, and for doing the work, and for feeling the feelings. Like, that is the biggest thing. I'm reflecting a lot right now, and that's why I'm so animated about this, is that I understand that my work has been feeling my feelings, feeling my grief, grieving my parents, grieving my life that I wanted to have as a kid, like, a life where my emotional needs were met, because they were not. My emotional needs were not met, and that has trickled into my adult life. It's trickled into my life. It's affected my life, but I'm learning through it, and I'm healing, and I feel very, so much more healed than I did 8 months ago. I had a lot of work to do 8 months ago, because I hadn't yet emotionally let go of the narcissism and the narcissistic abuse and the people that were hurting me. I had not let go of them. And, I'm really great at giving people a lot of chances, or I used to be. Now I can see better. I have better discernment. So I can understand in the beginning, I can understand more, I can understand sooner if somebody is not in alignment for me, or if somebody is abusive. I can see that because I am no longer in denial. I am no longer in denial. I will call it what it is. I will accept it. I will accept how I feel about it, and I will accept that I don't like it and I don't want to be around it. And there's hope. You can feel better. You can feel better in yourself. You can overcome the pain. You can overcome the grief. You can overcome the sickness, the illness in your body. You can overcome it, but you have to understand your boundaries, and that comes with understanding who you are, and that comes with caring for yourself, who you are, caring for who you are, caring for yourself, protecting yourself. There are seasons of protection. There are seasons when, yes, you need to freaking protect yourself from other people. Like boundaries help with this to navigate humans in the world. But when you are in a sensitive space, when you are sensitive and when you are healing, when you are feeling your feelings, you need to protect yourself, and you need to be by yourself. You need to spend time by yourself. You need to feel those feelings. And as long as you feel them, as long as you let them pass through you, and you let them, what can I say? How can I say? You let them, you release them, you will get better. You will get better. I'm just so proud of myself today, really. Because I'm like, that was a lot of freaking work that I've been doing for the last 8 months, and it's like, I feel like if somebody wants to be mean to me at this point, I'm not scared. I'm not as scared anymore. Because I love myself more than that. I love myself more than that. But I couldn't say that 8 months ago. I couldn't say that when I was tolerating narcissistic abuse or abuse in general. Not everybody who did some form of abuse towards me was a narcissist. But the narcissist woke me up. Woke me up even more, because I already saw it as a kid, Anyway, I'm not trying to, keep ranting, but I do just want to say you can get better, and you can recover, and you can create a better life for yourself. Your life does not have to be marked and defined by this. Of course, it will be a part of your story, but let it become a part of your success story. Let it become a part of what makes you strong, a part of what makes you kind, a part of what makes you considerate, a part of what makes you self-aware, and a part of what makes you a wonderful human in society. So that's my message. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Many blessings.